Welcome my friends back to Marvel Snap. Do you ever want to be able to play a deck that just has an answer to everything? Then I have the answer for you. I give you tempo control, at least that's what we are calling this one. We play on tempo, on curve. We're also loaded up with the Shang Chi to counter big bodies, the Enchantress to stop ongoing effects. We have Carnage to be able to clear away the crap spam from a Viper or a Debris. So we can always hang in a game with opposing decks, even if they have higher ceilings, even if these other decks have a little bit more consistency. This deck always has a chance. Our big finisher is the 1-2 punch 0 into Red Skull. You can also play 0 into the Demon just for efficient 1-drops to get a little bit of a burst of power. We are still running Magik even after it was nerfed, trying to play her on turn 5 to be able to fit in some of our other higher energy cost cards. This is fairly important for us. Also, because we're running the nerfed Bishop, is the thing. Even though these cards are nerfed, they still do just fine for us. We wanted to get a couple extra plays to be able to increase the power on the Bishop. Mysterio is here to be able to get extra points on the Bishop. At 2-5, his stat line is fantastic, and we can feed one of the illusions over to Carnage to make him a little bit bigger. We're feeding the Hood to Carnage as well. And let's see, the last two cards that we haven't touched on are Rescue, who is just an incredibly powerful. This is the heart of the tempo play, is having Rescue in here, able to reliably hit that 4-9 stat line, which is beautiful. And then we've got Captain Marvel, a little bit of a sneaky adaptation with her able to change position at the very end of the game to be able to win potentially an additional lane. This helps us get around some of the Storm control matchups. So she is tech if the opponent is running Storm or some other location lockdown to be able to still get additional help to a place where they might have thought that they edged us out. With the deck list broken down, let's dive into battle and see how she plays. We're going to be able to make it through. We got the Nexus revealing immediately. We have options here. Drawing the Rescue, the Enchantress, Red Skull, and the Hood. We'll play Hood, try and generate the Demon. Looking for the Carnage to be able to balance things out. If you guys enjoy the Marvel Snap content, leave a like on the video, show some love, comment down below if you want to talk anything Snap. I read all the comments. I love chatting with you guys. So, well, now I can't destroy the Hood. This is okay. Do I just play the Demon as early tempo to the Nexus? I feel like I do. He's of course susceptible to being destroyed, the opponent playing Mysterio. Interesting. Are you playing a very similar deck to mine? I thought I was going to be taking a fairly original look at this deck. I've not seen very much of it, but maybe I'm catching it on the rise of popularity. It was actually suggested to me by a viewer on our recent live stream. If you subscribe to the channel, you get notified when we go live. We hang out, we build decks, test with the community, test with you guys, that's the community, test what you guys have been messing around with, and we found a real winner in this one, I must say. Mojo World could be hard for us to navigate. Interesting, playing the Brood. Why wouldn't you play the Brood to Mojo World? Just asking for a friend. Let's go with... I always want to play Rescue, but then I have to follow up with Magik. So I think this is going to Mojo World. We do not spam bodies on the board very well at all. And I think with Red Skull, Enchantress, Shang Chi, we should be able to finagle the Nexus. So let's go Rescue into Magik, cut off the Mojo World. They show Thing. It's a Patriot deck. Well, just one good Enchantress, and it's lights out for them. And we got that 0 for the Red Skull. Alright, let's go. Feeling good on this one, guys. At what point do they show it? The Iron Man? Okay. Iron Man. I got time. I'll wait till turn 7 to shut it all down. Bring the party crashing down. Are they trying to split things? Iron Man on one, Patriot on the other? That could be a good play for them. But you know what is a good play for us? It's Red Skull on the Nexus. And then we've got... I don't really want to use Bishop. There could be an argument for replacing Bishop here. He synergizes with Mysterio. The deck is very flexible. There's a lot of little modules, a lot of flex slots. You could go away from the Bishop for something that bursts power a little bit better at the 3-cost price point. You could also go Cosmo for a little bit more control. And then you also get to cut the Mysterio, play a different 2-drop. A lot of flexibility here. Cutting the Captain Marvel at the higher price point would also be something you could look at. On stream, we ended up adapting the deck to play Venom and Zola, though we were still messing around with trying to get... We need to cut Magik and bring in an energy cheat to really get the combo off, because you want Red Skull on the board, and then you want Venom to eat him, and then you want Zola to replicate that. But at this point, we're completely talking about a separate deck. We need to focus on the game at hand. Enchantress here, shutting down the Iron Man will be fantastic. And I feel like it gives us the win without too much trouble. We want just all the point power at the Nexus as possible. So it is Bishop into Enchantress, snap me, and let's go. The opponent is going to be losing all of the doubling effect of the Iron Man distributed across all of their locations, and we are going to be increasing our side by 6 at all the locations. The freaky thing is, a Patriot could still do fairly well. No, once we cut off the Iron Man's support to all the locations we're in, we're eschewing. Ultron. Wow, hey. I'm sure they have Patriot in there somewhere, they just didn't draw Patriot. And they still put up a great fight with the Iron Man, Mystique copying the Iron Man. Victory. That was so much closer than I thought it was going to be. Oh my gosh. The Ultron dead tie win at the Nexus. Oh. Into game number 2. What do you guys think of the Nexus? Are you high on it? Do you like it added to the location rotation? Is it one that you groan when you see it? I think that I am quite favorable. I am pro Nexus. I think that the idea of trying to consolidate power and then being able to project that power is quite interesting. Now, the whole highlighted location being so prevalent and then changing deck building around, that's another discussion. Some people like it because it does shake up the meta. This one I actually do like, because it's not really pigeonholing people into playing an ultra-specific deck. The way that the Peak did, everybody got burned out on the Peak because it just meant that you had to play Mr. Negative. Mr. Negative was already a cut above the meta, and then the other decks could kind of survive, but with the Peak out there, you had no chance of surviving, so you had to play either Mr. Negative or Mr. Negative counter. So I think this is taking things into a healthier place. We're going to play Hood Carnage for tremendous tempo. I wish that I could gobble up a Mysterio illusion as well, but the Raptors at Savage Land, just no chance. But this is showing yet another aspect of how this deck always has an answer. Either a event with a location or a play by your opponent starts to clutter up your side of the board. Carnage is an answer. He's a huge counter control piece. Opponents often like playing Green Goblin, Hobgoblin. These cards are not ultra rare, so being able to have Carnage to eat them up as well, there's definitely options there. Thor, you don't have your on reveal. Okay. On reveal. I can't do very much about that. I think here what we do is we go ahead and we say goodbye to the super flow energy, and we play Mysterio. Gives us the illusions, and then we will play the demon to the super flow just to give us a little bit of presence on that side. It's looking like with the Thor, we may not ever have a chance there. And then we're going to hold the 0 to try and combo with the Red Skull, just in the chance of drawing it. We can draw Red Skull and be very happy holding 0. We can also draw Magik, play Magik, and then as we extend the game, still hope to draw up the Red Skull. Get all the buffs onto the Bishop. Bishop, you don't embarrass me. I've said that I'm going to play you even though you got nerfed. And you gotta be bigger than the Angela. That's my requirement. I have one rule. They play Wave, hey? Wave. Captain Marvel is okay. She's not as good to play to Angela's location as other movement cards are. But she could be a great card to go ahead and play to Superflow, because if we see the opponent really overplay to that location, she can still move to the side, help out one of the other locales. Maybe I should have played the 0 there, but it's looking like we'll have enough energy to be able to get what we want on the board. They don't Would this opposing deck run any ongoing effects? I mean, they might, and they just got incredibly lucky with the Jubilee into the Odin. Are you kidding me? Into the Chavez? You just played 18 points? It's okay. We still have this. We will play... Honestly, yeah, it's here. It's 0. It's Red Skull. We snap Red Skull. Hello? Hit the board. Oh, it's the little piece of 0 canceling him. You gotta select the card, hold, let 0 zap it, and then play to the board. Flip. Yeah. We need a cool voice line for Red Skull. They always add card effects and voice lines and whatnot, but let me know in the comments what would be your top card that doesn't have a unique animation or voice line yet that you would want to see get one. For I think Red Skull would have to be up there. I'm trying to think what some of the other great ones would be. Just more of the villain ones in general. I feel like we focus really on the heroes getting cool lines. I want to see some of the villains get their own expression. Angela, Red Skull, Enchantress, and Sinister London. You don't say. We meet again, my old friend. This is a game warping one, but we are well equipped. Very similar to the Nexus in terms of strategy, stacking your best plays on the Sinister London to get them all over the place. And honestly, seeing them lose the Green Goblin is on the level of a game-winning play right there from Sokovia. Getting tagged by the goblins out of Sinister London is so debilitating. Ongoing effects are disabled here. Man, this is so good. So we play the honestly, we can play the Mysterio to Sinister London and then eat it up with the Carnage, eat up another location with the Carnage. It leaves 2 random cards somewhere hanging. But is that the price we're willing to pay for 1 really large Carnage and 1 medium-sized Carnage? Maybe. Let's do it. It's funny, so that's kind of my thought process. If we get the hood, it's even better. Ah, the storm. And you flip first. Well, there go those dreams. We can still do quite well here. They don't know that the Mysterio we snuck in was the real Mysterio. But in fact, he is. Who do we want to eat? We probably want to eat... We want Isle of Silence up because we want it to cancel Red Skull. So we play Rescue Magik to Sokovia. We then play Carnage Enchantress, maybe? That goose is a little debilitating. Not able to fit the magic in behind the rescue. Interesting. Very interesting. It's ongoing. Well, we can eat this Mysterio, and then we can play the 0 to make sure we trigger the rescue, which is very important to us. The opponent leveraging a lot of control here. The Goose, hard to be able to avoid. I said the deck has an answer to everything. Goose is a hit play. We're taking that one on the chin. It's not to say that we don't have low cards to be able to fit around, but why did you play the Rogue? Are you just playing for a 1-point tempo? Normally people want to hold a Rogue. Also, how do you plan on dealing with Flooded, my friend? I love the goose animation. Okay, go back. Show me the goose. The flurp. Alright, Red Skull go in. Snap me. No hood. Final turn. Oh, it feels good. What are they gonna play? Storm, Goose, Viper, Rogue. I really don't understand what their finisher might be. It's probably Dr. Doom. Haha, the Soul Read. It does give them Flooded. It wins them Flooded. It does not win them Sokovia, I'm sorry to say. And it doesn't win them the Isle of Silence either. Here's a deck list in all of its glory. If you guys have success with it or tinker around with it, let me know down in the comments. This deck is really a surprise to me. You look at the cards, You don't see incredibly strong synergies. You don't see cards that are very common in the meta, but they all come together actually very beautifully into an extremely adaptable deck that is always able to stay in a game based on drawing the right counter cards. So much fun doing this deck list for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, thank you guys for watching and keep on snapping.